I feel like your flaws really make up who you are, and I know a lot of people are always scared of their flaws, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, but I think your flaws kind of really define who you are, because everyone thinks that they know who they are and they think that they're this person, this perfect person. But I feel like it's understanding your flaws kind of gives you a deeper connection to yourself, because you know you're real enough to be able to tell yourself, okay, I do this wrong, I do this, I need to be doing this better, and this is an area where I lack. And I feel like flaws aren't as bad as we make it as we make it seem. Like, everyone has their flaws, everyone has things they can work on, everyone has things that, you know, they could do better. But understanding our flaws and getting better at your flaws, if it's something that you can improve, is something that will make you a better person for life. So I never run away from having any flaws and embrace all of my flaws, whether it be, like I said, whether it be emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever it may be. I always embrace my flaws. I think my biggest flaws is, I think at times, man, I think sometimes, and I'm sure this goes for everybody, like sometimes I can just get distracted. And when I say distracted, I feel like when you get distracted too much and you consume too much stuff that's taking you farther away from who you are, I feel like I lose track of myself. And then when I lose track of myself, sometimes it makes it a little bit hard to go on my word, or it makes it hard to do stuff that I want to do, and it makes me lack consistency. And I think it's a deeper sense of I haven't got a chance to connect with who I am, and that's a flaw. I feel like being too distracted, not being focused, and not being consistent, all of that is a big flaw, and a lot of people go through that, and that's not something that's impossible to kind of achieve, to make it better in. But I think, I don't know, man, I also think sometimes I can be too nice. I feel like sometimes you got to be a little bit more selfish with yourself and your goals, and you got to put all your energy into yourself. And sometimes, you know, sometimes you may have to sacrifice a friendship or a family member or whatever it may be. You might have to sacrifice that, and a lot of times people don't understand that. But to get to a certain point, you got to be a certain person, and you can't be a certain person if you pleasing everyone, if you always are at every party, at every, you know what I'm saying? You can't really do that. So I think sometimes I'm not selfish enough. I understand that where I want to go, it takes a lot of work. It takes a big grind. It takes a lot to be able to get to where I'm at. And I can't be distracted, whether it be from my phone, from friends, family, parties, whatever it may be. Sometimes you got to really focus and lock in. And I feel like that's a flaw. And that's something that I'm working on. That's not something that I'm going to achieve overnight. But I feel like that's a big flaw. Man, I'm very passionate about having like your own personal rebirth, man, because I feel like it's important every few months or every year or so to reinvent yourself, because in this world, in this day and age, so many people try and be each other, and I hate being like other people. I hate when people think they could box me in. I hate when people feel like they know me too. So oftentimes I kind of sense myself having a rebirth, whether it be with my swag, whether it be with my not personality, but whether it be with how I look at things, whether it be what I do. I always try and switch it up to confuse the people that's watching, or people that may be imitating me, or whatever it may be. And I'm not saying people are, but I'm just saying it's important to always reinvent yourself. And how do you do it? I feel like how do you do it is a lot of times you got to be inspired, and it's hard to get inspired, especially in this day and age when everything's already been done. It's hard to get inspired, but I feel like you got to have those people, whether it be a celebrity, a muse for you, you got to have those people that you look up to and have a goal of what you want to be like. And a lot of times to rebirth, it's hard because in order to be born again, you have to kill a lot of old things. And when I say kill a lot of old things, you got to kill old bad habits, you got to kill bad tendencies, you got to kill your past. And so many people hold on to the past and feel like the past is the current, but it's a reason why the present is called a present, because it's a gift from God. It's a gift that we're living in the present right now. So we got to enjoy that and take the most of that. But it's like I said, though, it's important to reinvent yourself, to always give yourself a new identity, because who wants to be the same person forever? And so many people, like I said, so many people have mob mentality. So many people just want to be each other, and so many people don't even know who they are. And I feel like actually having a rebirth, you get to understand who you are. You get to see like, okay, this is who I am. You get a sense of kind of, I don't even want to say relief, but it's like a gratitude when you feel like, oh, this is who I am. I love this person. And you find a new love for yourself, because when you act like everyone else, or you're pretending to be everyone else, you can't truly love yourself, because I feel like you can never love someone as much as you can love yourself, you know. So that's how I would say you got to reinvent yourself. How do I deal with lack of motivation or creative block? Man, anybody that's young and makes content and is doing anything creative, I know y'all have dealt with creative block. And creative block, man, it's something that I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to get out of that, because there's been so many times, especially this summer, where I felt so uninspired to do this. But I always remember that whenever you're feeling uninspired to do something, it's most likely because you feel like you don't have any ideas, or you feel like whatever you're trying to do is going to be too hard. So I feel like whenever you're having creative block, I feel like, for one, you got to attack the ideas that you have, because even if you may think an idea in your head is good or not, it's going to get the ball rolling. And I feel like when you do those ideas that may be bad, it kind of gets you in that flow, and you need that flow to have momentum, because you can't just cold turkey say you're going to do all your ideas on one day, so it's kind of important to get those small ideas out of the way, and to always be present, always think, always try and be a student, always learn, because the only way you can become creative is by consuming different things that inspire you, whether it be movies, films, YouTube videos, Instagram, whatever it may be, whatever inspires you, music, whatever inspires you. That's the only way you can become inspired. And not to say that you're going to copy anything, but the only way to build your creativity is by consuming different things that are creative. So I feel like whenever you feel like you're having creative block, it's important to just switch everything. Like I was saying about having a rebirth, it's important to just switch everything so you can get a better sense of what you want to do and reinvent yourself in a way, and kind of change your vision. And I'm a big believer in changing your vision a lot. I've changed my vision a lot over the past few years, and changing your vision helps, because you change all the time. So it's important to change how you look at things. It's important to change where you want to be, but still have those core principles, but change how you want to be. So I would say, if you're going through creative block, make sure you're taking out time to yourself, to explore yourself mentally, explore who you are, explore what you like, explore what makes you you. And then I feel like you'll refine your purpose and be able to get back on your path, and be able to get back to doing the things that you want to be doing and the person you want to become. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Dang, that's really a good question. Like, sometimes, not even to sound corny, but sometimes I feel like when I look in the mirror, I see two people. It's kind of like a devil and an angel. It's kind of like I see this one person that's had really pure intentions, really good, and is this pure person that wants to help other people, puts other people first, and is such a man of God and all this stuff. But then sometimes I look in the mirror and I see someone that's just so distracted, so lazy, so not self-loving, so mean, and I don't see that person in the mirror a lot, but I see it in the mirror often enough to not really recognize myself. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I don't even recognize myself, and and that's hard. I feel like that's an everlasting battle that everyone goes through. Sometimes you kind of lack self-identity, you lack who you are, and you feel like you're just getting turned into this person by the world. But it's important to not have that victim mentality, and realize that you're in control of all your thoughts, you're in control of who you are, and work ethic, and a good faith in God, and a good belief in yourself. It will change that negative side of yourself that you see. And it's important to burn your flaws. It's important, because without which, even though your flaws make up who you are, it's probably your biggest challenge is overcoming yourself and overcoming your biggest battles, and what makes you a bad person, and what you need to work on to become a better person. So I would just say, man, even though sometimes I see two people when I look in the mirror, I know that at the core, I am not my thoughts. I am not my ego. I am the man that God wants me to be, and that man is an angel, and that man is here for a purpose, and here to change lives, and here to change lives of my family, and change lives of the people that even watch me or follow me. So I think it's important to identify the people in the mirror, but make a change about it. Never play victim. You don't want to be that victim that's saying, woe is me. You want to be that person that's going to make change in yourself. So yeah, man. I feel like also you got to always trust your gut. You always want to make sure that you following what your gut is saying. I think we all know what our gut says on a daily basis, but sometimes it can be hard to follow your gut. But you got to always trust that stomach feeling that God is telling you, because it's always right. It's always going to be right. So, man.